ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our podcast. No adult supervision. Ace is not with us today. My special guest is my wife, which, if you heard the Growing Up Music podcast, you know her name by now, Orchid Vega,
God bless you guys.
Christian wellness and life coach.
Yes, you got it.
Let's get the intro going. This is the intro to the podcast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Shout outs to the unsupervised society, either listening or watching. Anyways,
Nice.
I did that.
Oh, man.
Today's I had my wife on today, but I didn't tell her what we were going to talk about.
Yeah, I'm clueless right now.
So it's actually only because those that are watching, actually, those that are listening, you'll get her first reactions to it. But today we're talking about our wedding kiss.
Oh, my gosh. No, he didn't.
For many, many years, I
This is so
avoided.
embarrassing.
For me,
Yeah, I know.
for many, many years, I've avoided this topic. And
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe we're talking
but before
about
we
this.
get to it, we're gonna build up
Okay.
to the kiss.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to tell you.
They don't even know. Okay.
All right, so me and my wife have been together 27 years.
No.
More?
Since 1998. Do the math.
No, I can't do the math.
25?
25 years?
25, 26? I don't even know anymore.
All right, you guys do the numbers. We've been together since 98. But married, we've been married. It's going to be 18 years
It's gonna
this
be
year.
18 years this year. Yeah. That's a long time.
I know. I had a full head of hair before I got married.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't have ganas. So let's let's not
For
go
those
there.
that don't understand, canas are gray hairs in Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do we build up to
You tell
the
me.
infamous kiss?
You tell me. It's your show.
Well, we met at church.
Yeah.
I was friends with her brother. As soon as I walked into the church, she drooled over me.
Oh my
No?
gosh.
That's not how it goes?
Oh my gosh.
That's
No,
not how the
he
story
didn't.
went? You didn't say?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Drool
Yeah.
is a little much. Is a little drastic.
All right.
Now, did I break neck? Yes, I did. I did. I'm not gonna lie. He had walked in. I remember I was sitting on the far side of the church with my friend and my family, and you guys came in late,
Like always.
which kind of doesn't surprise me now because I see your mom do it to this day.
To
like
this
she's
day.
she's always late to church, but. You guys came in late, and there was like a little bell on the door. Do you remember?
Yeah, when
So
you
it was
would
like,
open the
"Bling, bling,
door."
bling." Yes, I remember looking over, got everybody's attention. And here comes walking in this woman with like 6 kids. Okay? Like a whole train behind her.
Five.
Yeah, it was 5. It was 5 kids. But they all come in and they were around my age. So, of course, it's going to draw attention. And here he walks in
The
with
stallion.
this varsity jacket, right? And I remember looking and I was like, who is that? Okay, I didn't drool. He's such a liar. So, yeah, you definitely caught my attention. for
Yeah,
sure.
so we.
You know what it was? It was that milky skin and your dark hair. I was like, you just stood out. I was like, oh, he's so cute. Who's that? And I remember telling my friend, I was like, oh my gosh, he is so hot. He's so cute. Okay, maybe not at that age. I wasn't saying hot, but yeah, you definitely caught my eye.
She's not wrong, but.
Oy,
No, but yeah, so we've been together for this long. Lots of ups and downs.
for sure.
Maybe in the near future we can get into more details as far as, because a lot of people always say to me and my wife, oh, what are your secrets? We wish
Yeah.
we can be as happy together and this long, but
Right.
it's the behind the scenes that people don't see that, you know,
Yeah.
it's not, it hasn't always, I haven't been always, and I haven't always been an easy individual.
Baby, pero it's a two-way street. I'm
No,
not
yeah,
perfect
no, of
either.
course, I know, but I'm saying, like, when push comes to shove, you
You're,
know,
you're worse? Is that what you're saying?
I was. I
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
My mom made a comment the other day to my wife saying, "How could I not love the woman
Mm.
that can put up and marry my son?" Something like that is what she
Yeah,
said.
she was like, you deserve a trophy.
Yeah, and
When
I,
she said that, like, she was like, how can I not love you? She's like, you put
yeah,
up with my son for so many years. You deserve a trophy. When she said that, like, I instantly, my eyes got watery and, like, I got a frog in my throat, to think, like,
move up a little bit, please.
um, for my mother-in-law just to, I guess, recognize that, like,
Yeah,
you are not an easy
I was
person
not.
to
No, I
deal
was not.
with,
But
you know.
as far as the trophy thing, I've said that many times to you,
Ay, baby.
like Mother's Day, the homemaker, wife, sister,
I
friend.
try.
You do. Um, so yeah, of course, every girl has a particular uh, way they want their wedding to be.
Yeah.
Ours wasn't a a gala. What is it? A gala style wedding?
Gala.
No, it's like with the big dresses. Is
Oh,
that?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
like elegant, like
elegant? That's what I meant. It wasn't a huge, elegant wedding.
extravagant.
Yeah, with tons of
wedding.
family members and
No.
friends and caviar
But there
and
was a reason why.
right. We're gonna get to
Okay.
that. We had a small, very personal wedding,
Intimate wedding.
intimate wedding. Uh, just my immediate family, her immediate family, and you want to touch on that,
Elaborate.
elaborate
Yeah.
on that,
Sure.
and then we'll move on as we get closer to this
Sure.
famous and
This
beautiful
famous kiss.
and intense
Amazing kiss.
kiss.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, we had been dating already for almost 7 years prior to our wedding. So it's not like, we rushed it or anything like that. Like we had discussed over the years, oh, this is how we would want our wedding. The plans were there. But then my dad got sick.
Right.
He got lung cancer. And for those of you that don't know, and it was really intense for our family to go through that period. And I was by his side throughout the whole thing. And we were in like wedding planning mode.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him, I said, listen, I don't care. I think going through, being by my dad's side put things into perspective. And I thought to myself, I don't need an elaborate wedding. I don't need a fancy, expensive wedding dress. I just want my dad to walk me down the aisle. That was my mentality then. It was like, all those other things just seem so frivolous to me. Not that if you have a nice wedding that it's bad, because we still enjoy them. We go to them, we have fun, we dance, we have a great time. But it was like at that season, I didn't want it. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't change anything about our
I know,
wedding.
it was still beautiful.
Yeah,
It
it
was-
was very, like you said, intimate. I liked it. Wasn't a lot of people. There wasn't a lot of. You guys might hear our dog barking because the
Yeah,
girls
the
just
girls
pulled
just
up
got home from school.
from school. But that's fine. This is all
It's real life.
real life. But I wouldn't change anything about what we did and how we did
Hi,
it
beautiful.
because, like we're saying, it was more intimate. Not that the big weddings aren't fun and you can't,
Right,
but
right.
it was just us. Like if I could describe it, it was a hug of a wedding. Like it was.
Yes, it was, like we said, it was intimate. And I ended up getting, still what, because the bride gets what she wants on her day, right?
Yeah.
I still ended up getting what I wanted. I still had a beautiful dress.
I did like that dress.
Yes, it was simple, it was classy. You looked amazing. You and my dad
Actually,
matched.
for
It
the
was
wedding,
beautiful.
The suit I wore at our wedding was the same suit I wore to your prom.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So the same suit, literally the same suit I wore to her prom, I wore to our wedding.
Yeah.
So our colors were black and baby blue.
Baby blue.
And I remember I got your dad the tie, the scarf, or the handkerchief, the
Handkerchief. What
handkerchief
is
that
it
goes
called?
in
Yeah, handkerchief.
square. It's called
The
the square
square.
pocket. And
Pocket square.
Pocket square. And then the hat we had,
Right.
like
So handsome.
I forget what they're called.
Looked very Cuban.
Yeah, well, he's Cuban, I'm Puerto Rican, but
Yeah.
So I wanted me and him to match. We matched her dress. He got to
Mm-hmm.
walk her down the aisle, which was the
Yes.
main thing.
It was everything.
And I still, even to this day, it wasn't rushed. I feel like it worked out the way it needed to work out and how it worked out.
Timeline wise, just so they know, we planned everything from start to finish in 1 month.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are have been married, planned a wedding, or are planning a wedding, understand that that is a time crunch. Thank God, our pastor was able to accommodate us as far as his schedule, and we had the church open. Everybody made it, obviously, because it was a big day, and we were just all in the back of our minds, even though we were celebrating our love. Everybody in the back of their mind just had my dad's health in mind. That was like, it was hard. It was like we were trying to be present and enjoy the wedding, but it was hard because, like, even for our reception, we went out to eat after. Do you remember that?
Can we say the name where we went? We can, right?
No, just keep it.
I don't even know
I ain't
that.
trying to promote nothing.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
We didn't get
so-
anything for that.
Exactly, we didn't pay for that. So we went. We had a nice little reception, and my my dad was so sick at the time that, is this kind of graphic to say?
I mean,
He would leave the reception area, and it was like outside where we were
just
at,
to relieve his chest or whatever.
and he would go and vomit. He would have his.
That's why I said relieve his chest.
Sorry. Well, yeah, it was intense. It was intense, and not for nothing, but shortly after he passed away.
How long? Because I don't remember. How long after the wedding was it? It wasn't like right away though.
No, it wasn't right away, but from that moment,
Yeah.
I'll say a year,
Yeah, about I would say.
but
Yeah.
it was like one of the hardest years of our life. Like that was.
But I can say that after the wedding, he did start getting worse quicker.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying.
it worked out. God knew what he was
Exactly.
doing.
Exactly.
He still had enough energy to walk down the aisle on his
Right.
own.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he really deteriorated. If you've ever seen anybody with cancer, and especially lung cancer, I feel like is really tough. I don't know, but he dwindled down to like 85 pounds, I think it was.
Yeah.
He got real skinny, and he was in a wheelchair and everything, so it worked out.
So we planned the wedding that quickly within the month so that we can enjoy, or she can enjoy her father walking her down the aisle.
Yes.
We
was
had the
beautiful.
suits, we had the colors all picked out. Our families dressed up. Your mom looked.
Yeah, my mom went all out.
Yeah, she was
always.
ecstatic.
So beautiful.
But as we lead to this infamous kiss, we've always talked about what we're gonna do at our wedding.
Yeah. No, you've always talked
Yeah,
about
I've
this.
always-
Was what was crazy to me, like how it all panned out.
I've always said I'm gonna dip you in front of everybody.
Yeah, you said you were gonna have a fan. You were gonna like open it up.
Yeah.
and it was gonna be this whole dramatic.
It was gonna
thing.
be extremely dramatic.
It was dramatic, all right.
It was. I wanted it to be special for her, and obviously take advantage that I can finally do this stuff in front of our family, in front of the pastor. Nobody can say anything because
Right.
now this young lady is now my wife.
Right.
She's taking my last name. We've always talked about, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, or whatever it is I wanted to do. So as we got closer to this day, in my mind, in my world, I was getting prepared to, what can I do to make it fun,
Yeah.
intense, and yet comical for the family? Because everybody knows I'm kind of silly at
He's
times.
a jokester.
And I remember the night before the wedding, I was staying with my brothers. I don't know why we did that. I don't remember why I went to my mom's house that night.
I would assume it's because I didn't want you to see me getting
The
ready.
the
and-
dress. That's right. I remember. So I remember the night before. I'm in my world, my mind. I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna do it that way. The next day comes. We're getting everything prepared, texting, calling each other, making sure everybody's got what they need. I remember talking to your dad. Don't forget your hat.
Yeah.
Don't forget the little scarf, the
Pocket square.
pocket square that goes inside the suit, the tie. I think I even tied your dad's tie.
Yeah.
I think I did too. I remember that the day of, for whatever reason, I was extremely nervous.
Me too.
But it didn't make sense to me because I'm like, we've been together almost. Why is this all of a sudden an issue, or why do I
Right.
feel this way? That I remember the top of my lip
Was shaking.
would shake.
Mine too. It was so strange, and like it didn't make sense because I'm like, we've been together for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
And we
like the
had practiced
anticipation of
kissing
it.
for
Yeah,
7 years.
like we've had experience with this. Yeah, it was so strange.
So I remember getting to the church, and I knew you. I think you were already at the church. You guys were in the back room.
I think so. I was in the back with my dad.
Yeah. So I remember sitting, waiting in the front. The pastor's like talking to me. Okay, this is gonna be a big deal. You're finally tying a knot.
Yeah.
You know, this is not no longer just a boyfriend girlfriend type relationship. And he was giving me all kinds of advices. If you need anything,
Right.
call me. We're here for you guys. How are you feeling? I was saying, I don't know. I'm nervous. My hands were sweaty, clammy.
Yeah.
I can still feel it when I think about it hard enough. He was like, yeah, that's normal. I remember that inside my suit, like the AC was on, and it was cool in the church, but like inside my suit, the temperature was high. Like I could feel the heat
It's like
coming.
a sauna.
Yeah. He was like, it's gonna be fine for her. Don't worry about it. You guys have been together for so long, and there's so much to learn from each other. And I guess he said, okay, the time's coming. Let's start getting ready. Um, I remember the girls, Hannah and Gianna.
Hannah and Jana, yeah.
Actually, Hannah, if you want, she's on one of my wife's Get Ready With Me videos on my wife's YouTube.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that young lady in that video was one of our flower girls. So that's how
Yeah.
long we've known Hannah. So I could put the description on the bottom, right, for the video, and people
Yeah,
can click on it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I got to work on that. I'm new to this YouTube thing, so
You got that.
we'll
baby.
do that. We'll put it so in the description, you'll have a link to that video. Get ready with me to be my wife and Hannah.
Yes.
And that young lady in that video was one of our flower girls with her sister.
Yeah.
My wife used to be her babysitter, but if you want more details, you gotta
You
watch
gotta
that
watch
video.
the video. You gotta watch the video.
So I remember them, I'm standing up, and I remember looking at my mom and my mother-in-law, and everybody's like, and I'm like, oh, like it just seemed, it was only us, but it seemed full at the same time. And Mario, I think, was on the piano.
I don't remember that.
That part, I'm
I
still,
don't remember
because I
that.
just remember the aisle, because they had like this little, remember they put something on the
Yeah,
floor,
yeah.
like
Your
a
mom
runner.
put like a runner. She
Yeah.
did the flowers, all of that.
And I saw the girls come in, and I was like, oh, this, my nervousness was not as bad, but it was still there. And then I see you and your dad coming down the aisle. Oh, I remember seeing that dress, and I was like, because, your shoulders were out, your hair was down. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is fake.
It's like that's mine.
And I saw your dad happy, you had your arm
Yeah,
around him. So
that
it was
an
a
awesome
special
moment.
moment, I know, for you, which I can't imagine because I'm not in your head, but what I'm seeing,
Right.
I was like, wow, this is actually happening. He's here. She's getting what she wanted.
Yeah.
She's wearing the dress she picked out. I'm wearing my prom suit. We all match. My wife makes it finally to the front. At that time, I don't know if you remember this, but Beijing was starting to hit.
Yes.
Back then, it wasn't called Beijing. It was the Steve Harvey lineup.
Right.
Or
In the
tint.
barbershop.
In the barbershop, they'd be like,
Yeah.
let me get the Steve Harvey lineup, which is what they would tint your beard and
Just make the edges sharper.
make the edges sharper. So my brother's barber, the day before, my brother took me. He was like, "I'm gonna pay for the cut. Don't worry about it." So, I remember my brother was like, "Yeah, I'll give him the Steve Harvey lineup
Right.
or the tape or whatever it was called back then." So
Yeah.
they did that, and I really liked it. And I remember you were like,
Yeah, I got to give my perspective on
Yeah.
on my side.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready. Okay. So to kind of backtrack, I remember being at the church in the back.
"Yeah, that's
with-
what I wanted you to do."
Like,
From
give my
and
perspective?
now from
Okay.
your, so they can get,
Right,
so
right.
we can
you
lead
get-
to
you get
this.
both sides.
Yeah.
So I was in the back room, so you couldn't see me. I was in the back room with my dad and Hannah and Gianna. And I remember being so nervous. And my dad was like, "Why are you so nervous? Like, you've been with Fern for almost 7 years now. Like, what's the deal?" And I'm like, "I don't know, puppy. Maybe just because it's my wedding day, Like, this is a big deal. And plus, I felt like, as crazy as it sounds, I felt like we were on a time crunch because of my dad's health. Like, we knew we didn't have much time left. So it was like, it was different. It was, I don't want to say more special, but like, it was a different experience versus just a wedding. You know what I mean? So I remember being in the back with him and like thinking, I have to, what's the word? Like, I have to be extremely present and enjoy every second
Absorb.
of the, yeah, like absorb it all. Even being with my dad, and I remember I would not let go of his arm
I
in the
remember
back.
that. No, but the way you were walking down the aisle, it was like a tight clutch. Like
Yes,
you
like
were.
I don't want to get emotional, but I remember being in the back with him, and like I wouldn't leave his side. I would just hold on to his arm. I'd grab his hand, and he's like, "Mija, like
Let
chill."
me breathe.
Yeah.
Dale, muévete.
But I just, that was my desire, was to have him there and walk me down the aisle. That like I just wanted I wanted to savor every
Yeah.
second of it. So I remember him looking at me and being like, "You are so nervous."
My
My
lip.
lip was shaking. It was so weird, and I'm like, "I can't." And I remember telling him like, "I can't make it stop." Like,
I
and
know that
and I
feeling.
kept
I remember
like
thinking, I'm like, I would bite my lip and hold it.
yeah, yeah, and I would like hold my lip, and like it wouldn't stop, and yeah. So then I remember Hannah and Jana went out, and I remember seeing them from behind, and they were so cute. Oh my gosh, so adorable. Both in white dresses, both the same height. They were just so pretty.
You know what stands out to me with Hannah and Jenna that day? For whatever reason, to this day, I always think of those little headband. They had something white on their head,
I
right?
don't remember.
I want to say because I always something about Hannah.
don't
I
think
don't know
they
if it was flowers or something. There was something.
Really?
We gotta look at the
I don't
pictures.
remember.
But anyways,
Like it's some of it's a blur to
Yeah.
me. It's so long ago. But yeah, I remember kind of peeking and seeing them walking down the aisle, and I was like, "Oh man, this is real. Like I'm about to get married." You know, like the reality hit me, you know?
yeah.
And so yeah, we started walking down the aisle, and my lip just my lip would not stop shaking, and I was trying to hold it like get it together, you know, like talking to myself, like giving myself a pep talk, and it wasn't working. My lip was still shaking.
Yeah, my pep talk didn't work either. I
Yeah.
was like, "You gangster
You
man.
better
You from the streets.
stop."
What's wrong with you?"
It didn't work. So I guess just the adrenaline. But I remember when I walked through those double doors,
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? I saw your mom and I saw Pastor Marv. And I remember seeing both of them, and they were just so proud. And I remember Pastor Marv was just kind of standing there, and I'm like, oh gosh, is this really happening? Like, I don't know, just the reality of it, you know? And walking down the aisle, obviously seeing you was like, oh my gosh, the highlight. Like one of the highlights of my life, seeing the cheesy smile on your face at the end of the
yeah.
aisle.
It's one of those. You're smiling, but you're trying not to smile at the same
It's
time.
like
but
awkward,
yeah.
like weird. Yeah. But yeah, I just remember. Yeah, so I just remember gripping my dad's arm and just cheesing all the way down because I was so happy that he was with me.
So you
know,
finally
and
get to the front.
I finally get to the front and I see you.
You finally let go
I
of that
finally let
eagle
go-
claw.
yeah, that grip
that
on his-
grip you had on him.
Kung fu grip on his arm. You know, he blessed it, right? How did I say? He gave me away.
He gave you. He was
Okay.
like, "Here, take her, please."
Take her, please. Yeah, she's squeezing the life
She's
out of my
your
arm.
problem
I
now.
can't. Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I remember when I gave my flowers to, I think it was Hannah and Jana. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But I faced you, and when I looked at you, I was like, wait a minute.
What's wrong with his face?
Yeah. I was like, you look different. And I kept like, you know, the pastor's talking and we're listening and stuff, but I'm just staring at his face like, something don't look right. Like what happened here? And it was the Beijing.
The Beijing, yeah.
The Steve Harvey, what do you call it?
Lineup.
The lineup.
I don't even remember Steve Harvey tape.
Yeah. So I just kept looking like, why does your hair look darker? Like, what's going on? But I mean, you still looked handsome.
Yeah,
Don't
of
get
course.
me wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
you're not
course.
wrong, baby.
Of course. But yeah, I don't know where you want to go from there.
Yeah, so finally, we're holding each other's clammy hands.
Mm-hmm.
And
And watching our quivering lips.
Yeah, I can tell that she's telling me it's gonna be okay, and I don't know if she can tell. I'm telling her mentally, hey, we got
We got
this.
this. We got this. Yeah.
We good. Don't worry about it. And the pastor's doing. I think not because it's a blur because it was so long. I think it was a blur because our main focus was making sure your dad was there.
That's true. This is true.
And
Yeah.
that was one of art because it was also like mine. Like I wasn't agreeing. I was like, no, it's about us. No, hey, whatever you need.
Right.
That was the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then making sure that once we got there and you walk down the aisle, because we figured once you start walking down the aisle,
Smooth sailing.
it's smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Well, at least we thought.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbing.
It's funny too to add to that because I remember before our wedding when I spoke to Pastor Joaquin and knowing my dad was sick, I told him I was like, listen, I know that you marry people all the time, okay, but you make sure that this whatever you say, like the ceremony, you make sure that it's short and sweet, like fast, like super fast. And I remember him laughing so hard because he was like, oye, pero how quickly are you ready to get married? Like he thought it was more like a joke between us. Like, hurry up, we want to get married. But for me, I wanted to make sure my dad was comfortable. I know I keep referring back to him, but,
No, but yeah,
like knowing that my dad was going to be
part
sitting.
of this, which is another reason why I didn't want to tell you what it was. I wanted people to get your genuine reaction when I mentioned what it was going to be about. But I knew that is a big part of this. So
For sure.
I want people to hear that part of our wedding because
Yeah.
there's a lot to our story, which maybe we'll do another podcast.
Yeah, I would love
but
that.
right now, this is about this world renowned. I wish I could have gotten a kiss like that.
Wait,
kind of thing.
wait.
Before we get there, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I remember just telling the pastor, like, let's make it short and sweet because I didn't want my dad to be uncomfortable, like sitting there for a whole hour.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, quick, so he's good. You know, he doesn't have to get up and walk out or anything like that. And he's present the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think he did the ceremony, baby. It was fast. I think it was like 15 minutes, maybe 20.
I think because I was so nervous, it just seemed longer.
No, it was pretty quick. Like the pastor gave he gave a small preaching, but it was more like a devotional.
Yeah,
was
like
really
an
quick.
exhortation to the family, and kind of like, we're here to
Right.
support them and be here for them.
Right.
And it slightly shifted to him talking to you and I.
Right, and
Just-
then
yeah.
eventually our vows. But yeah, it was pretty quick.
Yeah. So as we're holding each other's hands and looking at each other's quivering lips, I know she's nervous. She knows I'm nervous. I can tell that she can tell that my beard looks different.
Yeah.
Because even for me, it was the first time I had heard about it in the streets. Like everyone was like, "Oh, the Steve Harvey tape, and it's because Steve Harvey back in the days would
Yeah. It's
darken the tape area, and then so that became a popular thing. So they did it for me at the barber shop, and I could tell she noticed. And the pastor's talking, and at times while he was talking, it sounded like the Charlie Brown adult, wah, 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 because we're so focused on why are
Just
we nervous?
nerves,
You know,
yeah.
is my lip still shaking? Why is my lip still shaking? Can she see the steam coming out of the collar of my neck?
Am I gonna overheat here?
We do our vows. We repeat. I put the ring. She repeats. She puts the ring.
You ready? You ready to spill it?
So the pastor says, okay. I don't know if he told the people to get up or whatever. He says, okay, you may now kiss the bride.
This was the moment
That
that I had been anticipating.
we.
For years.
So the
Okay?
pastor says,
Huh.
Fern, you may now kiss
Oh
your
my
bride.
gosh. I have proof of this, by the way.
And I was ready. I wet my lips.
Yeah.
I gazed into her eyes. I hypnotized her with my beard.
Tell him.
And when I go in, I was so nervous, I kissed her on the cheek.
On the cheek.
Oh my
On the
gosh,
cheek?
I've avoided this story for years.
On the.
I was
wait,
so nervous. I
slower.
went.
On the cheek.
I gave her a usher kiss on the cheek.
Hermano, ¿cómo estás? Dios te bendiga.
All this planning that we did,
Are
all
you
this stuff
kidding?
that I've told her I was gonna do, and dip her, and I want to make this big shebang in front of
On
your
the
family. I don't
cheek.
care. They can't say nothing to me. And when I landed that kiss, it landed on the cheek.
Like when I saw he was going in for my cheek, I was like, wait, what?
And
Like, I
it
was
gets
like,
better.
Hermano.
It gets better. I kissed her on the cheek. I pulled back, and she's got this look like,
was so
what the
confused.
hell
I
was
was
that?
so
It was a, what
confused.
the hell was that? And I'm nervous. I'm like, what did I just do? And my pastor goes, Fern, what was that?
Yeah, everybody
is-
was like, what was that?
This is your bride, Fern, going for the kiss. And I was like, oh, I get a second chance. And then I did it right.
It was a regular kiss. It wasn't like, oh my gosh.
Because I
out
don't
of this
think I can
world.
control
think
my
it-
lip.
No, I
Even
think
when I kissed you, my lip was like,
Oh, God.
The quivering kiss. I was so embarrassed for years. I never shared that. And then one
And
day
I
the
have that
next,
picture. You should post it. I have that picture of him going in for the kiss on my cheek.
who took that picture? Do you know? Because we're gonna have
I
to.
don't even know. I don't know. Probably my mom, knowing her.
I remember that when the pastor was like, "Come on, that's your wife going for the kiss." I can hear like snickering, like, "What? ¿Qué pasó? Why did he? What?
Why
And,
did he kiss her like that?
What
Yeah.
happened? Is this a joke? Is this a prank? Like,
Yeah. But I thought he was gonna really redeem himself and like dip me.
I
still.
thought so too.
And you didn't. It was just like a little.
Because
like
when
a
I was like,
little
okay, in
kiss.
my mind, yes, I got a second chance to redeem myself. It's just my brain and my lips were not. They were
I just
not
still
in
20
sync.
something years.
And even when I went to kiss you on your lips, my lip was still shaking. Like I was like, I've kissed this chick many times.
Yeah, it was so weird. So I think the nerves just got the best of us.
Best of me.
Yeah,
Because
best of you.
I'm the
yeah,
one that's
really.
leading the kiss.
Best of
I'm the
you.
one. You may now kiss your bride. I'm the one that.
That's your responsibility.
So
Jeez, you had one job.
I've even told my son, Papi, make sure that the day you get married.
Oh my gosh!
and
Yes,
the
we've told him
pastor
this so many
tells
times.
you, you may now kiss your bride, Papi.
You better
You go
kiss her.
in.
Yeah.
Because nobody can stop you because I kissed your mom on the cheek.
Like I wonder if this happens to anybody else. Like, do other people have that kiss story too?
Listen, if you have an embarrassing story or if it happened something similar,
Something
just write a
similar?
small comment
Please.
underneath. We just want to know that
we
I'm.
don't want to be alone.
Please, not me. Let me know that your husband's too messed up.
Listen, it was traumatizing for me too.
Yeah, because I messed up. I'm the one that's leading the kid. It wasn't your fault. You're receiving what I'm supposed to
Yeah.
give. You
That
know.
was still crazy. How many years later, and I still can't believe it.
You know, I've always told my wife I would never go back to change anything that's happened in my life, whether bad or good, because I've learned a lot from those experiences.
Right.
But I would definitely go back and change that kiss.
Yeah, for sure. That would be nice.
I would definitely go back and change that kiss.
I mean,
You want to kiss right now in front of the camera? Make
yeah,
that
un besito.
on the cheek,
Besito.
on the
My
forehead.
mouth.
You imagine?
Stop.
Oh man, if
would've
I
been
would have gone for the
humiliated.
forehead,
I would have been humiliated.
I would have blessed you. Thank you for marrying me. Be one with me.
What in the world? I'm telling you, you guys don't understand. Being married to this guy, like, you are a trip and a half, baby.
Yeah, for years I told my wife, don't tell nobody that story. I was really embarrassed. I was. But
I'm
then after a
surprised
while,
you even talked about it today.
yeah, because no, after a while, the times that we have brought it up, it's
Yeah.
like it's gotten easier, and I was like, you know what? Let's give
I've
the people.
accepted it.
I've accepted
I
that
messed
I
up.
messed up, and my aim was bad.
Yeah, totally bad. Like, side of my head bad.
I've given the ushers at the older ladies at church
I'm
at the
saying the
ushers
same
like I put my
kiss.
arms and I'm Dios la bendiga hermana, God bless you. I did the same
Goodness.
thing to my wife.
That's crazy.
Thank you for saying yes to me.
What in the world? Like,
Thank you for marrying me. I
oh,
appreciate it.
man. That is crazy. Like, only us. That's all I could think of.
I
Like,
remember too when finally that whole
what?
debacle happened that we had to walk back down the aisle to walk out, you and I. I remember telling you, yo, this is
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
are you sure?
And I
Like,
have a picture of that too.
of me saying that?
Yeah. Like, your hand is like this. And basically, he was like, are you sure? No, your exact words, this is forever. Those were your words.
Yeah.
Are you sure? This is forever. Like, did you not just hear me give my vows? Like, were you there? Were you there? Are you new here? Are you new here?
Are you new here? But
Yeah.
you know, even where we went to go eat, it was good. You know,
It was
I
simple.
wouldn't change anything about it
nice,
besides the
yeah.
kiss.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But the fact that your dad and I matched, your dress, the kids behaved. There was no crying. Like if you think about it,
Yeah, we didn't even mention the kids till now. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, we had 2 kids out of wedlock, and
they were there. They
Yeah,
were
they
there,
were
and
there.
they behaved. I mean,
Elijah
it
was 1 year old, and Genesis was 4 months old.
like they really behaved. I mean, there
Oh,
was
they
no.
were so quiet. Like,
I've never
didn't
thought about it
bother
till
us at
right
all.
now because I'm like, there was no crying. There was no
Absolutely
like
not.
nothing.
Our
Everybody.
kids are good though. Like,
Yeah.
we never had any issues with our kids. Like, they're so well behaved.
Your mom was so proud. Like every picture she took, she was like,
Are you
she would
kidding?
hold her
She had
hand,
her little
little scarf
what do
thing,
you
the
call
little
this thing?
sash.
Little sash, right?
I
That is.
don't know.
She had like this drape, so elegant, so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Always, always. She was always so elegant.
Yeah,
Yeah, super
that
proud.
was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Thanks for marrying me, babe.
There was a lot of nerves, man. Man, but I'm telling you, the heat. I remember I was so hot.
Yeah.
The pastor kept telling me, "It's okay, man. Calm down." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," because then I was like, "Yeah, you've done this." I'm like, "Oh, like you've
Yeah.
never done this," but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was
Pretty memorable.
the infamous kiss between my wife and I on the day of our wedding.
Oh man, I definitely did not see this coming. I didn't
Today,
think
or
yeah,
you mean,
today.
yeah,
Well, then too, but I didn't think we were gonna talk about this today.
yeah. Let
For
people
sure.
know a little bit of
Some fun facts.
a little fun fact that Fern kissed his wife on the cheek. Did you hear Prince kiss Orchid on the cheek on their wedding day?
So embarrassing. It's funny because whenever we go to a wedding and the husband's like, or the pastor's like, you may kiss the bride, we always look at each other like, mm-hmm. You saw
Okay.
how he did that? That's how you were supposed to do it. And he always just kind of shakes his head like, man, I ruined
I
that
really
moment.
did ruin that moment.
Yeah, yeah, you did, babe.
This young lady waits for this moment all her life,
Like,
dreaming
that's all
about
I
it.
ask.
She gets
Kiss
walked
me.
down the aisle by her dad. She's wearing this pretty dress, her hair. She smelled so good. The girls, the flower girls are there. You may now kiss the bride. And I kissed her on the cheek.
Yeah. The thought of it, really, babe?
I was nervous, baby. I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Neither do I. It's a question we'll never understand.
If this has happened to you, or your husband did something a little embarrassing or that you didn't expect, that it just didn't work out on your wedding day, leave a comment.
Let us know, please.
Please, let me laugh with you. Let me laugh at your pain as you laugh at mine.
We don't want to be alone in this.
Not we, I. You're the receiver.
It's my story too. Yeah.
But it's funny because when we do share, or we have shared this story with certain friends, and like, don't look at me like, what?
Yeah.
What were you thinking? The thing is, I wasn't. My brain, what my brain was thinking and the rest of my body was doing, they were not.
It wasn't in sync.
It was not in sync.
Interesting.
In my mind, I dipped you while I was kissing you in the cheek. In my mind, there was fireworks while I kissed you on the cheek.
I just remember being like in shock. Like, kind of pulling back, like, wait, what? What just happened? Like, confused.
The more I think about it.
I was confused. I'm like, and I remember the pastor immediately was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
He was like,
You better fix that. You better do that again.
and I remember, okay, second chance.
Weak little kiss. What was that, babe?
I was nervous. I mean, even doing this, puckering my lips, I couldn't.
Yeah, it was. How?
For those that can't see, because you're listening, I'm quivering, trying to pucker up my lips.
Yeah.
I
No, and
can't
I
even-
understand too because my lip was shaking.
Yeah.
So weird. Yeah.
But it worked out as far as the wedding plans, the date, the timing, the time of day, the weather,
Everything.
the family
besides
members that were there.
It
Even
was
when we went to
perfect.
go eat, I mean, everybody enjoyed. I let everybody know y'all gotta pay for your own stuff.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I was invited
You're welcome.
to the wedding.
You're welcome. Glad I could do that for you.
But that's our story about our wedding kiss and how it led up to that.
Oh gosh.
What I really wanted to do was what I mentioned was dip her and really get dramatic, and it didn't work that way.
No. This is where your sound effects. Mwah, mwah,
I know.
mwah.
I forgot
What happened?
that my tablet was charging.
Ah,
But thank you for joining us.
that's it.
How much more of this kiss do you want to keep telling people
No,
how
I don't
much
know.
I messed
Maybe we talk
up?
about something else next podcast.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
them something to look forward to.
Yeah, we'll share testimony too next time because, like I said, a lot of people are like, oh, you guys are so happy.
Yeah.
Like it's like when you watch a movie. You're like, this was such a good movie, man. I love this movie, but you didn't see what was behind the scenes, how many cameras it took, how many people it took to edit the movie.
Yeah.
the person that does the makeup, the person that provides the refreshments.
There's a lot
There's
that
so
goes
much.
into a marriage, right there,
Yeah,
B.
and
And
I've learned a lot. Because as a guy, I think a man that's off the streets, that's lived a certain lifestyle, you think you come to this thinking, how hard can it be?
mm,
You know,
it's not easy.
it's not. It's not. There have
Listen,
been a
you gotta
lot.
think it's two different people. Okay, two. I don't care how similar you are. Two different personalities, two different opinions. You know, you're colliding worlds, colliding families. And all of that is gonna be challenging, especially with time,
Yeah, we've had rough moments, but we've learned from those moments.
for
It's
sure.
made us stronger.
Absolutely.
So when people say, "Man, Fern, I really want to have a relationship like you and your wife. Like you guys are so loving," and I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Are you sure this is?
If you only knew.
Are you willing to go through the desert? Are you willing to walk
Yeah,
barefoot across cactus plants and
it's not easy.
to get to where we are?" And I mean, 25 years.
I
There's
mean,
been
your
a
mom
lot.
said I deserve a trophy.
Yeah,
So clearly there was some struggles there.
there were. It
For
wasn't
sure.
easy. I mean, I kissed her on her cheek.
Gosh, that's how it started.
You know how much things she deserves just from that alone?
Yeah.
You imagine that we got the opportunity to go back and do it. God was like, all right, only this time.
Listen,
And I still kissed you on the cheek.
that's it. I'd be done.
Even God would be like, Fern.
Really?
The angels be like, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh man. Yeah.
But again, my wife, Orchid Vega, she's got a YouTube. She's got a Instagram, uh, Twitter.
Yes.
I'm not sure
at
how
Orchid
active
Vega.
she might be on Twitter.
I'm pretty active now. At Orchid_Vega.
Yeah, but check out her
On everything.
YouTube channel. The description on this one on the bottom will have the one with Get Ready With Me with her and Hannah, which, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, or the podcast, she was one of the girls in our
One of
in
the
our
flower
wedding,
girls.
one of the flower girls.
Yeah.
You get to see
Love her.
them both interact with their makeup and whatever it is that they do with
Oh
makeup.
my gosh, he's such a guy. He doesn't know. It's a nice chit chat. Get ready with me for those of you that.
Yeah, and
know about that.
like I mentioned earlier, she is a Christian wellness and life coach.
That's
So you want to plug in the email if anybody's got questions?
Yes. So if you're looking to better your life, period, whether that's health, wellness, eating better, weight loss, getting to the root cause of whatever ailment you have. It might even be anxiety, depression, severe illnesses. You want to get down to the root of it, uproot it, and finally heal. Hit me up. My email is orchidwellnesscoaching@gmail.com. Send me a email or just DM me on any social media platform, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I mean, go ahead and set up your first session and get the ball rolling.
To all the unsupervised society watching us and listening to us, thank you guys for supporting us, whether it's through a podcast or watching the YouTube videos or doing
Yes.
both. We appreciate it. This is a great outlet for us to have fun and share stories and just get silly with you guys. Merch coming soon. We've been working on some designs for the Unsupervised Society apparel as well as the Scribbles, the little character we created.
And if you guys have any, also just to throw it out there, if you guys have any podcast episode recommendations,
Any ideas?
any ideas, leave it in the comments below.
Or if you've got questions for us,
right,
we can also do a different episode and
yeah.
answer
You have
a
any
lot
questions
of those
about
questions.
you mean our marriage and stuff,
Or the kiss,
or the kiss, the infamous kiss?
or whatever, any questions,
Yeah.
period. Or even if
Leave
you
it in the
have,
comments or DM us and let
you
us
can
know.
have questions for Orchid Wellness, but don't try to get free sessions by asking these questions. But feel free to ask a couple questions.
Sure, why not?
Ace was not with us, but I'm pretty
We
sure he
miss
sends his
him,
love.
sure.
I'm kind of glad he wasn't here because
Why? He'd rank on you a little more?
yeah, he'd definitely have a roasting
Definitely.
session.
He'd be like, ha, ha, ha. You know how he'd be doing?
Ha!
Yeah.
Not me, dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip my wife.
I'm going to do this. I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
do that. Ha! Ha! You soft. Ha!
You soft. That's why you soft. He says something like that.
Yeah.
You gotta love him.
But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for
Yes.
listening. Uh, No adult supervision. I'm Prince. My wife Orchid.
God bless you guys.
Peace.
Bye.